No, but I'm happy, man. I'm happy it was just that, because like you said, right, it could have been a lot worse for people, right?
So you're thinking, let me pay Maurice back the money I borrowed from him a couple of years ago?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially now that I know Maurice is getting older, right? He might forget about that money, so I gotta give it to him before he forgets. No, but you know what? I'm just happy, man, because like it's like as soon as apparently when you get the vaccine, it takes 3 weeks to work in your system for you to be like, for you to get that immunization. You know what I'm saying? And then 2 is even better.
Yeah, that's true.
So for your second one, Vic, did they call you for it, or you just went for it?
For the second one, I had it scheduled for June 21st. And then my work's like, oh, can you give us like the receipt that they gave you for the first shot? I said, okay, sure. And then they told me, oh, we have access to some advanced, or they can bump you up for an earlier vaccine. And it went from like June 21st to May.
Wow. Oh, okay. So they bumped you up.
Yeah. And it was just mainly like, oh, this is like for the possibility of moving up. There was no promises, so I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. And you, Maurice?
Yeah, it was pretty much the same thing. They bumped it up for us. So, yeah, I think we were scheduled for the middle of June, and then, yeah, it happened last week. So
That's awesome.
So it looks like everyone for the second shot got bumped up.
Yeah, and this shot that you got, was that your first or second?
Second.
Oh, that was your second. Awesome. And so what was that one? Pfizer. Like Vic. Yeah, no, so it's kind of, you see, it's cool, right? It's cool that they're making you guys priority. That's a good thing, right? It's nice.
So you're waiting for your second one now?
Yeah, I got my first one, and I'm waiting for the second one. And it's funny, because when I seen it, they're like, oh, September for the second one, but I think they said they'd call me sooner if they got, with the more shipments that they're getting in. So it's good. And they told me, be careful, because you might feel more the second time or whatever, but, like you said, sometimes the second one feels better than the first, so it just depends on the person.
Oh, where'd you go to get your shot?
I won't work that day.
Mm-hmm. Where did you go, Matt? Like, where did you go to get your shot?
Oh, you know what? Actually, that's another thing I was going to say. I forgot to mention that. We were looking at the pop-up clinic, to go to one of the pop-up clinics, but then after one of my brother's friends told my dad about, like, that they have this place that, like, nobody really has heard about. It's just for, like, that. You know how, like, certain places have for, like, a certain area?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just, like, it wasn't, like, a pop-up. It was just, like, that place is doing it for that area. So we went to his house, and we were, like, we pretended like we were living in the area. and then we went there, and we were just like, yeah, we were from around here, and then they got it for us, too, It was around the Lawrence and Dufferin area. So it was like hidden. We had to drive in like a side street, and like people were lined up on the side, and I went in there and got it. And they were like, the funniest thing was when she told me, she was like, yeah, your throat might close up, so you gotta stay here for 20 minutes. I was like, thanks, that doesn't make me feel good, but yeah, like I hope it doesn't happen, but yeah. I was like, did they tell you that for yours?
No.
I was like, yeah, wow,
that's close up.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, then we might have to give you a pen, EpiPen or something like that, she said. I was like, okay.
Oh, okay, for allergies and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, yeah. She's like, don't worry, that doesn't happen. I see the worry in your face.
See the worry in your face?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, who wouldn't be worried after hearing that?
Right, nurse Ratchet.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's good, and hopefully, people keep getting the vaccine and things get back to normal. Guys, what do you guys think about the Raptors, man?
You know what? I really think that
man.
they had a good push of a season despite everything, like they can't play home, they're missing players, and now I hear, I don't know if it's confirmed, that Serge Ibaka's on his way to the Clippers.
Yeah, he's already with them.
Oh, shoot. So I saw an article, and I found it really interesting how it was like they basically they were saying it was a lose-lose for both clubs, because it's like we lost an important piece, and they're not even getting a starter because the guy that plays in Ibaka's position in LA, he puts up better stats than him. So it was like it was a bit of like a head scratcher. I'm like, why would you sell this guy? He plays his butt off for us every night, but I guess maybe he was asking for a raise.
Yeah, it was definitely a money thing.
Yeah, because people were like, it's either...
He wanted it to be the main guy here.
Yeah, it's like... And he was one of the main guys, you know? Like, I didn't understand that. Like, he's not... He's like a number 2. He's second fiddle in Cleveland. I mean, at the Clippers.
Yeah, and they're using the other guy, like, more minutes than they are him in the playoffs. So it's like, if he stayed here, he would have got, like, starter minutes. Granted, we might not have made the playoffs still, but like at least he would have been starting and not coming off the bench like he is there.
I mean, he's really good, and maybe they might have seen him as past his prime. Like we have another big that's developing or even up and coming and doing well right now in Boucher.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Boucher is going to be good. Yeah, no, you know what? I just hope that Ibaka, it kind of sucks the way he left because for so long he was part of our team, like a good thing, right? A good piece he helped us win a championship, right? And the way he was going, it seemed like he had a couple more good years left with us, right? So it sucks that he went there, like Kawhi Leonard, he bribed him to go there, right? Or kind of like enticed him to go, right?
I think it had something to do with Marc Gasol leaving too, so I think that made it a little easier for him to go.
Yeah, because for some reason, I'm not sure. You know what's weird? If he wanted to be the main guy here, why would that have affected him not wanting to stay? Doesn't that mean that you would be the main guy and not Gasol? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I didn't get. But, let's see. We got that guy, Kem Birch, and he seems to be pretty good, and I think he's younger than Ibaka, too. So, I mean, he left to go to there, so, I mean, the Raptors always adjust,
Yeah, I feel like Ibaka has like a year or two left in him that he can play some decent, possibly even like elite level.
Yeah.
So I figure, why not, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see the Leafs game?
The other thing is, the other thing I was seeing was that the Raptors just in general were just like, they were happy to leave Florida and happy to kind of, not that it was bad, obviously Tampa's probably like a nice weather-wise to play, right? But a lot of the guys were saying that they were kind of they missed the fan, they missed playing here and stuff like that, right? So it's you know what I mean? It seems like they really missed here, right? So as much as they want to play over there, they were at a disadvantage because Tampa Bay isn't Toronto, and you don't have like we the North fans and Nick Nurse was saying that he got used to the snow and the wind and the cold and the season's changing. You don't get that down there, right? Fred VanVleet said he missed like going to the grocery stores here and just basically the things that make Toronto, right? So basically Kyle Lowry was saying he missed like just driving down the Gardner, TVP, walking on Bloor Street and down University and like interacting with fans and like people getting autographs. Like basically not knowing or like missing how things are here when you're away, you know what I'm saying? Or you don't know how good it is till you leave, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, put it this way, man. Basically, those guys, the way they did, won championships and everything, and like even just the way they were playing, they got a lot of people have a lot of love for those guys, and they will continue to, right, for a long time.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
For sure, man.
So that's the thing, right? So hopefully they're back next summer, man. So. And with the Leafs, man, the Leafs just lost Game 6 yesterday, and now it's a Game 7, and their bodies are dropping. They lost the captain, Tavares, and hopefully that they can pull out a Game 7 because then it's going to be another narrative how they can't get past Game 7s, and 3 to 4 people are. That's happened 3 to 4 years where they're either losing in Game 6 or Game 7. So until they get past that Game 7, that's going to follow them around. You know what I'm saying? So they break through.
Yeah, like I was watching
Game 7 against MPL
with a buddy of mine. He's a huge Leafs fan, and he was just like, raging once that last goal went in. He's like, for years now, for 6 years, we can't get past the first round.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man. These guys have been rebuilding, and the team is good, but they keep losing in the first round. So it's like, and the thing is, it's especially frustrating this year because they're supposed to be way better than that Montreal team. Like, they finished first, Montreal finished fourth, and they're taking in the 7 games. So it's kind of like, the other years they were underdogs, and like they took the team to 6 or 7, and it was kind of like, okay, it was an accomplishment because the team was a higher seed, right? But this time they're the higher seed, and the lower seed is taking it to 7 games. So I think that's why people are taking it a bit harder, and they're supposed to have more depth. But you know, they've been plagued with injuries. But when you get in the playoffs, your depth's supposed to step up for you, right? That can't be an excuse. The thing that people were pissed off about was that in Game 6 in Montreal, they allowed 2,500 fans in there. And because we're really slow on the rollout here, and then just like the Ontario like provisions and rules here, like we can't have no fans in the building yet, or even outside. So it's like we're kind of at a disadvantage because other teams at least can have some people in their stands, but we can't have nothing yet for the team, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of makes it like it hinders it, right? Like let's say you go to play away, and it's a full building. You come back here and there's no fans. It's kind of like the home team is at a disadvantage. It's not really an advantage anymore for us, you know?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they should have just like, out of those 2,500, split it and like let some Leafs fans show up, man.
No, actually, there was some Leaf fans.
Oh yeah?
I'm talking about I'm talking about they went to Montreal, like a couple Leaf fans, a few Leaf fans, but the tickets were expensive. But it was mostly Montreal. I'm talking more about like them letting fans into the Scotiabank Arena here. So they're not like basically like they're not letting nobody in here. So what they were proposing already, the top health doctors here and like the mayor was saying probably not gonna happen, is that like they're not gonna let anybody in here, but they were saying at least let the people who are fully vaccinated, like essential workers and like frontline workers, at least maybe try and get tickets because they're fully vaccinated, right? And when you're fully vaccinated, you can be indoors. And maybe they can have like some fans in the building, right? And it'll give them a little boost. But they're even saying no to that, and they're even saying no to people outside, like fans outside. I don't understand how they can't do like a social distancing kind of like cheering section, with masks. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why couldn't you set up something for the playoffs like that? At least because it kind of like basically if you didn't like know that the playoffs are going on, like let's say you don't follow it, you would never know because like they're not like if you're going around there and they're playing, you don't even know that's happening. Like tomorrow's Game 7, I guarantee you, if you drive around there, you wouldn't even know they're playing. That's how much it's messed up,
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I only heard about it when my friend told me there was a game. I was like, who's showing it? He's like, Sportsnet. I have a buddy that has a password for a premium account.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, dude, when they come back, they gotta lower the prices for tickets, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. The Leafs have always been expensive like that, but like, it's obviously not going to be any lower now that it's a pandemic and not many people are allowed to be in there, and on top of the fact that like, it's the playoffs, right? Like playoffs aren't going to be like low ticket prices.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Pay back your fans. They've been loyal for so long. You guys haven't produced since the 60s.
I feel like at least they should make like a section outside somewhere so they can cheer. Like last year was Maple Leaf Square. Maybe you can do a social distance Maple Leaf Square,
Yeah, or they can just like have both teams use Jurassic Park, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, basically, Jurassic Park is Maple Leaf Square. Like, it's both. Like, when it was like that, it was both, right?
Yeah.
They were both in the playoffs. So,
I gotta try something.
For sure, man. Because Maurice, man, you gotta get around to that, man, before you're 50.
Trying to think of the last time I went to a playoff game, man.
For real. It's been a while, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the last exciting thing for us was the Raptors, right? When they won, that was the best. That was the most exciting thing. So.
Yeah, like the last playoff game I've seen live. Sorry? The last playoff game I've seen live was Toronto FC.
Toronto FC.
Yeah, when they were in the The North American Champions League.
Oh yeah, yeah. For